Peace world, welcome back to another episode of Retired Record Podcast. Today is a special day. We got family in the building, man. We got one of my all-time favorite players. Somebody I grew up really just idolizing, honestly. So this is my first guest, my first interview. So we got Scoop Jardine in the building, man.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Appreciate you for coming through.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, man, we're gonna get into your story. We're gonna go back. We want to start way back, 8th grade going to 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
You about to make a decision what high school you're going to. Who is that kid right there?
8th grade going into 9th grade, I was a confused kid first and foremost. I wanted to play basketball for sure, but being a product of my environment, you kind of don't know what you want to do. You want to be with your friends or you want to play basketball.
Right.
So I was kicked out of school in my neighborhood school, and I had to move to North Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Basically live with my dad. When I went out there, I went to basically I forgot I think I had like 6 months left of the school year.
8th grade.
8th grade. I mean, Pops. Newman was already like recruiting me from Chew.
Mm-hmm.
Newman already knew who I was, already like knew of me. But my grades was like kind of messed up a little bit, so I had 6 months to like turn everything around.
So
Basically.
you had a buzz on the court already. Newman knew
Yeah,
who you
through
was.
South Philly, playing out, outside Chew playground basically was the league where I was seeing. You had Earl, Tad, Rick, Eve, everybody from South Philly, we all played in that league. Of course, everybody other than South Philly came and played, but that was a league for the South Philly talent. And schools that really go pick and choose. And AAU teams at that time, like, that's how we basically created ball ups too, from over Chew. So, but yeah, Chew was like where I played at. The first league I really played in to really like be seen, but I was a playground kid, played basketball throughout my whole project kid too. So, like I said, I was a product of my environment. So my pops took me from South Philly, took me out North Philly. Like that's when I really started like playing basketball like every day. When I went out north, when I went to school out there, I remember Pops saying, "You got 180 days to turn it around." Because I had Newman, I had a scholarship to go to Newman, and ironically, no other schools in the city knew me. I wanted to go to Furnace. That was my neighborhood school.
Public school.
Yeah, that was my neighborhood school. I couldn't wait to get to Furnace from 8th grade. Like that was my plan. But I remember I visited Newman, but I was in 7th grade at the time. And at the time it was St. John Newman. I visited there and it was me and my mom. I'm lying to him because I really supposed to be in 8th. I had got left back because I had to go to summer school, and the summer school where we was at, the neighborhood it was in, I couldn't go. Basically, our neighborhood was very gang warring at the time, so I couldn't even go to that neighborhood school. So I remember visiting Newman and Mom saying, Coach Carl being honest, like, yo, I got the #1 player and the #2 player, talking about DJ and Earl, because I'm really their class. Like we all really the same class. But like I said, I didn't go to summer school that year. I played over with you, but I didn't go to summer school, so I kind of flunked 8th grade, which was the best thing that could happen to me because now Coach Carl know he got me coming the following year.
You had an accidental reclassification.
Oh, 100% accidental reclassification. It was like the best thing for me, but at the time I wasn't playing ball. I was, like I said, I was a product of my environment. We going to war with 13th Street Projects where Taiwan McKee from. And I remember first day of summer school I went, and I was the only one. And it was like, the whole neighborhood was there. Like it was like one of them joints I couldn't go back. Like we was like outnumbered. It was like one of them situations. So I kind of just played basketball that summer. Then I had to go to summer school and gained the scholarship to go to Newman. And I'm like thinking I'm slick, thinking this high school one because they want me to come in. I don't have to pay. So I did everything through ball, and it was like Coach Carr, I remember looking at his face, and he was like, "You in 8th grade? Like you in 7th grade?" But it was like the best thing because now you got me coming next year with, at the time, Omar, who they knew because he was CYO, he was Catholic, so they already knew, like, but you got me, we all South Philly kids. But that's back to being from Newman, being at Chew, that's what they all seen us at. Went out to North Philly, played out there, got my grades right, and then I came to Newman.
So you come into Newman that year as a freshman. You come in with,
I'm with the twins, Rick, who was on my team over Chew. Me, Rick, Moan, Wally, the twins.
They was all there when you was like the
We all
start.
came
Like,
in. We all came.
first day of school. Type.
Orientation. First day of Newman. Me, Moan Moore, Markeith DeMarcus, Rick Jackson, Wally Hepburn. I mean, I could go on, but you got DJ Earl, Tam, you got everybody. But I'm talking about our freshman class was loaded.
So Coach John had a mob. He had a mob that started.
This wasn't even Coach John. Coach John was the JV team. This is the freshman team. We had Casey. Casey was the freshman coach. A mob. We all never. I wound up was the only one who played varsity that year. Mm-hmm. Me and Rick, we dressed with. I remember our JV team being loaded. Newman was loaded that year. We can touch on that because I'm still disappointed in Philadelphia.
Right.
Competitiveness that they broke that up.
You think people was clicking up going to high schools or?
No, just our city's super competitive and we don't see the future and what that could have been. And here it is, me. I saw that from day one. You can ask any of them I asked that I just named. Right. They can tell you how good we knew we was.
I mean, you were a point guard though. So
yeah, that's why I seen it. And again, the way my career was set up, I didn't start out playing ball. Basketball was always in my life, but like doing it where it become like somewhat of a business and you politicking and doing it the right way. I saw it bigger because we all played together. AAU, our team, which is Newman, St. John, Newman Goretti, and then we was with Prep Charter. That was Huntington Park Warriors. Right. And that was me, Rick, twins, DJ Earl, Rodney Green. You know what I mean? Just so on. Jason Dugan. It was so many. And that team was packed, bro. And I remember us playing in different, now you go and represent Philly. Mm-hmm. Blowing teams out. We 7-5 at 5 times.
Crazy. No, that's definitely a mob. That's a mob.
You look up, we number one in the country. Then I'm salty because when O'Kill played the Twins in them that year, I was kind of salty because I know if now we play, we get that game with me, Rick, and the Twins against Nolan Smith, Brandon Jennings, we smoked them.
Right, but y'all time ended up coming.
No, I'm we wound up repping the city to the max.
Absolutely.
We rep. We made the powerhouse and the competitive of the city, but we never got a chance to play against Prep Charter.
Right, absolutely. Let me give you my Newman story, man. My Newman memories. So as a kid from Norristown, Jamal Wilson. Right. We back in 06 now, 05, and he's best player in Norristown.
That was 05. Yeah,
I'm saying his 8th grade year.
Yeah, 05 was 8th grade, 7th grade, for sure. He
the best player in Norristown. Everybody that's our guy.
Right.
So he ended up deciding to go to Newman, and really just opened up our eyes completely to just.
What's crazy at that time? That was a big
signing.
Agree, like for a kid to do that. And people don't know that, but I didn't make that type of jump. But I was a kid again. I went from living with my mom to living with my dad to living with my grandma because of ball. So when I got living with my grandma, we created like the whole basketball. Basically, it was a basketball crib. Right. I met Maul Villanova. We played him in the tournament. I remember vividly. We in the game, and we blowing him out really, but trying to look for some type of. He was nice. Like we knew what grade he was in. And here it is. I'm a point guard. I'm always recruiting. Like I'm always like. Hearing like, damn, what grade you in? He like, I'm in 7th. Here's me, DJ, we throwing alley-oops, really blowing him out, but like he was, he was playing well. And like, you in 7th grade? Like, yeah. Let's go back and forth. Like, I'm talking shit or whatever, like I always do. Let's go back and forth, whatever. Then after the game, I'm like, yo, Aaron, get his number. Like, he in 7th grade. Woo. Me being who I am, connecting, like really coming to be with us. And just so happened, you come to live with us, like all that, like literally, it was like but again, me recruiting and seeing, like, now I know what it is today, who I am, but back then I seen a kid that was nice, that I never seen that talent, same how you said, I knew talent too, I saw that, and he was a very good player at that age, he had a size, so I knew we needed that at Newman, so he came in as a freshman, lived with us, moved down, became a brother, still a brother.
Yeah, man, Maul, we used to come in packs to come see Maul play.
Yeah, still a brother.
And I'm talking about like hop in the truck, y'all want to play, whoever, we want to go watch it. And for me as a basketball fan, 8th grade, 9th grade.
Yeah, you was tough though. I remember vividly when you came Remember we came with the Newman joint? We played, we opened, I think it was like late night, we just opened the gym, y'all came down, we played. Like just on some, I remember you was fat. Like we had Dion in the gym, I don't know if you remember, everybody. We had every, like, all the young boys, y'all brought y'all team down, we played against y'all, I think like 2-3 games, smoked y'all, of course.
No, we used to come down there a lot. We used to come down there a lot.
But like, that's what it was for, like, it was a brotherhood. We was basically back then, that's what we was doing.
And it's crazy, at that time, you saying I'm nice, at that time, I'm like,
tough.
at
But
that time.
you know, you just knew how to, like, put it together. But your body wouldn't, you couldn't, like, that kid can play. But then, putting it together. And really, like, shot slow. Same way you play now. I really played that way as a youngin'. Same way.
It's funny you saying I was nice back then. Back then, I was literally just like, I mean, I was competitive, I was having fun, but that's how I was like, I was learning, like I was a fan, like I was a super fan of the game.
Right.
Even like, just like I was saying, coming to watch y'all play, like in fan mode, like, oh shit, we're gonna go see Scoop and them play. I'm coming back to town, like, yo, the game is crazy, bro.
You know what's crazy? It felt that way though, and that's love though. It definitely felt that way too. That's why it was a family right from the rip, because the same way y'all accepted me, it was. I feel like we had to do the same. Y'all come to Philly, y'all ain't just come to Philly. Y'all came to where we at to this day. You know, so.
That was dope, man. That was from my childhood, from me growing up in particular. That was Maul going to Newman.
Right.
Opened up my eyes to a lot as far as basketball and just like everything, man. I don't think I'm the player I am today. Anything like charismatic on the court, like without really watching it, and a lot of it was due to Maul going to Newman and me just being exposed to that and witnessing all that. Man.
Maul definitely took a leap to leave his family to go live with,
for sure,
another family to be with us every day, and it wasn't easy for him. Like he definitely went through some shit to be who he is today. Like dude, really, I say he's my brother for sure, but like coming down living as a frat, he was 8th, 9th grade leaving your family to go chase your basketball dreams. That's big time.
No, super dope.
Nova was a school that was on me from 8th grade.
Okay. Who was recruiting you at Nova?
Billy Lane.
Okay. Shout out to Billy Lane.
Shout out to Billy Lane.
St. Jude. Shout out to
Yeah,
Billy Lane.
Billy was, and man, my dad over here can attest to that. Billy Lane was somebody that, if he would have stayed at Nova, I probably would have went to Nova.
Where you left him with? Did he go to the Sixers?
He went to Navy or Army or something. He left and took a job, and that's how Pat Chambers, who came on and recruited me on heavy. I love Pat. Brett Gunning, just they all powerful coaches there too. Full circle, you know, somebody doing something good. But Brett Gunning, Billy Lane was the guy who, if you remember, I'm about to give you a name. Tyler King.
Left-hand kid from California?
Yes. He was the number 1 player in our class at this time, 8th grade. He had committed to UCLA. He was the first, that was like a big verbal commitment. And I remember Billy like sending me we getting handwritten letters, and that was a thing. I got my first handwritten letter from Villanova, and it was from Billy Lane, like, cause I just had got Mr. Attitude at the camp, MVP of the camp or whatever. And so they was on me first, and that first school to give you that first love. Like when you know, I just put together a really good summer. Ended off.
And this your sophomore?
Freshman
going into sophomore?
This is going into my freshman year.
Going into your freshman year?
At Newman, like this is all that summer. So I said like Nova was on me. I was number 1 player in the city at 8th grade, 9th grade. So going into 9th grade, I was number 1. But I didn't start on my high school team. Didn't get no minutes on the team. Like that's why I said I was salty. Like where you got Jeff Jones playing at Bonner. You know, me and Rick and the twins, we at Newman. We not even getting no burn for. We all top 1 through 5 in the city.
Yeah, they wanted y'all to wait for it.
We had to earn it. It was crazy, but I was driving me nuts. But I had colleges on me. Nova was on me heavy. Billy Lane was that first. There was a lot of other coaches. Mookie Jones, Mookie Stewart. My fault.
Where was he at the time?
He was at Albany. When Josh Martin went, but he gave me another hand. I'm talking handwritten letters right now, where that was a thing. It was, man. You get your handwritten. Whew. You know what I mean? Like coaches taking the time. Like if you write a letter down, that takes you a long way.
No, thanks.
So just imagine back then how. So a handwritten letter back then was something thing, and my first Albany and Nova, trying to get me to commit because Tyler King committed early.
Right.
And it was something. That's how I got the whole commit early thing because Nova like kind of really put it in my mind and seeing Taylor do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was something. All right, like I had that marriage in college early, so Nova was the first school.
So when did the Qs get to the mix?
Going into my really my end of my sophomore year, but they was on Earl.
Okay.
Earl had the keys to everything.
Total package.
Yes, Earl had the keys to everything, and I always tell people this. You know, I'm probably gonna say this to y'all, but if Earl just had the personality to want it, it wouldn't be no school Jardine. And I say this from like what I mean, like just everything was like, I don't say handed to Earl, but like he ain't want it, like far as he didn't care. Like I'm talking about when I got the Newman, I'm like, Earl, we can do that. Like, yeah, bro. I didn't know what, I'm coming from public school, I didn't really know what you can do.
Right.
But Earl was like the one who like, bro, just do it. Like basically him was big bro, so they was recruiting Earl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Syracuse was on Earl. That was his actually dream school. He wanted, he loved Melo. So Cuse came to see Earl, and I remember they took him to the but no, I remember he going to watch. He went actually saw Melo play. Went to the game with they took him to the game or whatever. And me and Rick couldn't go because we were sophomores or some shit. It made it like we couldn't go, but. I just remember like feeling some kind of way, like I want to go to Cuse, like but like Earl couldn't get schools recruited. I mean, couldn't basically go to high schools because his grades was bad or whatever.
Right.
So Cuse was a school that Hop did a great job recruiting just the Philly area and not so much us. He knew that we wanted to go to school together.
Right.
That was something that he knew. He had a great relationship with our assistant, the person who was around us the most, and he had a hell of a relationship with two people who was around us the most, and that was my grandma and Aaron, our assistant coach. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm saying that from like when you look back on it, the great like when you're a recruiter, he did a hell of a job. You know, we all at my grandma's crib. You know, it's a white dude coming into the hood and just. Like, you know where we live at, so like he really coming like, people think he a cop. He coming and sitting on the step with us and just being in the neighborhood and really recruiting the shit out of us. Did a hell of a job.
Last thing I want to say about high school. Talk to me about the ball hawks. Talk to me the ball hawks. Aaron. Yeah. I definitely want you to touch on that.
Yeah,
the ball hawks was a big.
That's basically what we touched on when I was saying was the Jamal Wilson and y'all was coming to hoop with us. That was ball hawks. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's so crazy because when Rec 6 is ball hawks. Mm-hmm. Like we all come from true playground to me, Big, Jig, Wally, Dion, R.I.P. Ramik, Neef, I go on. There's so many players. Mm-hmm. The Rec Center, the South Philly community, you know what I mean? And that was ball hawks. R.I.P. Art, who he was over at you the same time Coach Carl was over there. Mm-hmm. And that's how me and Neef got on the same team. We actually was playing against each other in the championship team. Piedmont underneath was on the squad. Me, Rick was on the same team. We lost to them, and Art took us to Delaware. Now we going out the hood like you said. We going to Delaware, but now I'm from 5th Street. He from 18th, 19th Street. But we know this. We growing up. We know where we from, and now we about to be on the same team in Delaware to play against the Wanamaker's. Right. Anthony King. Right. Now we gonna go play out there in Delaware, but we together. So family solid. That's why I make like what we have today is like. It's beautiful, but it's the time put in from the ball hawks. Right. Practice at 6:30, right? Tuesday, Thursday. PM.
Oh, PM.
Practice 6:30, 3 times a week. And we be in that motherfucker getting cussed out with my pop. But literally, it's crazy because he never coached me until the last year of the championship. First time my pop ever coached me, but he was dropping me off at practice and he was being in there watching, and if we ever tried to be on some kids should try to take advantage of Art shit. That's why Aaron and them came around, because we used to try to take advantage of Art. Art just was super nice, man. Just wanted to help kids get out the neighborhood and put it together. Got Aaron, got Bone, Coop, man, J Mac, and like we did it. And then you got my brothers with Dion, and Maul, Samudi. It was younger than us. Bub, Jig, like they all younger, but that was my grandma's crib. And it's Rec 6.
No, Ball Hawks was definitely super dope organization.
That's what Rex's is, really. It's Ball Hawks. We all come from that playing basketball.
Like your pop said, that's the foundation.
That's the foundation, 100%.
Absolutely. All right, so we in school now, man. You got recruited, you got full scholarship, you got the Qs. I want to talk about maybe some adversity you went through up there, like as far as like coaching, not playing, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know everybody got a story about something that goes on while you're at school.
Right.
So that's what I want to touch on first. Some adversity that you faced at the Qs, whether it be on the court, off the court, whatever you want to touch on. Just you had to overcome it and push through to have the career that you had.
Man, my first 2 months in college, I was faced with adversity. First and foremost, I went to school out of shape, fat. Still, people don't know I was kind of really salty and depressed. I took my losses very hard at that time, and losing to Roman, I kind of like, I didn't know this at the time, but I was depressed. I didn't want about to go to college. I was like kind of just trying to decompress.
Lost to Roman.
My senior year, we lost to Roman twice. My senior season, like I went out. My coach Mark always say I went out like a pussy. I just remember him looking me in my face down at the end of the bench my senior year. My guy, Mark Del Brocco, my guy, one of my favorite coaches. But I remember him looking at me and was like, "You went out like a pussy." And it was crazy because it hit me because I know what he meant too. Like I was already in college already. My senior season, I was watching Q's games. I was already done with high school mentally and more. So I just, as far as I went at the highest, I don't know. I needed another motivation and I didn't know how to find it at the time. So I know what he meant when he said I went out like a punk. And so going into Syracuse, I didn't do no working out. Going up, you gotta go to school. I'm talking about.
You went up there summer session.
Man, Pops got booked. I had freedom to just be me. It was, man, all she wrote. I had my name on every flyer in the city. Every party was my name. I didn't even go, but I was trying to really just decompress on ball. I knew I was about to go to college. It was a whole different. I knew the magnitude would happen. It was about to take place. So I went up to school a little 25 pounds overweight. So when I get there, that's not the guy they recruited. In reality, I got to get in shape that summer, and that was brutal. First, you know what I'm talking about.
Tell me about it. I've been getting in shape
That
for
was
32 years, 31 years.
So with your first ever summer of college, of going out of shape, I could have been prepared. I knew what it took to be prepared, but I was mentally not prepared. So I got up there, I was 25 pounds overweight as a freshman.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Never played with this type of weight on me at all. So my whole freshman year, it took the whole year to really get it up. And
They ain't never think about redshirting you or nothing like that?
No, because I'm about to get into it. When I get up there, I'm out of shape. Get in shape, get to the season, we get a rape case. That's some adversity off the court. Situation that kids up there, a female basically lying on us. But at this time, as you know, Duke lacrosse was going through something in the same center. So we scared as can be. She brung it up and then took it away and brung it up again type shit. So we was faced with that. And then as we fighting that, I get in trouble again with a mill card. Literally, nobody even know we fighting the rape case. I mean the sexual assault case at the time because it was kind of swept under the rug on her behalf. And so now I'm playing this whole basically the rest of the season with this rape case on that I'm fighting. Nobody really know about. Starting at the time because Eric Diemendorf and Andy Roberts, how lucky I am, they both went down with 2 ACLs. So I get to start as a freshman.
After you came in 25
pounds overweight, I still get to start. I worked my ass off, even I still get to start, but got disbanded for the rape case, sexual assault, and then now my man with the stolen ID, that happens. 2 complete situations I have nothing to really do with. Just no cap. But now both of them happen, I'm in trouble. My name is all in the paper. Get my spot taken, of course, because basically suspended for 3 games. And lose coach's trust more than anything. Here it is, you really need me. and I was really not nowhere to be found because I got in trouble twice. So now I'm looked upon from coach lenses. I'm not to be trusted.
Right.
Let alone you gotta keep me out of jail.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, gotta keep us. So, man, there was a lot of adversity my freshman year. That's what made my career, really, though.
Right.
People don't
So
know.
in most cases like that, they would kick you out of school. They would send you. I mean, you would transfer.
I was done.
Right. You would transfer. You might not even go back to school ever again. What was it at the Q's that they rocked with you through everything through your whole freshman year?
Man, I'm gonna give first and foremost give the credit to Coach Bayham. 100%. Being as though seeing kids later go through it with what I went through, being in trouble twice, sexual assault in the middle of car. I'm back in Philly, bro. Not saying I wouldn't have had other opportunities, I don't know, but I just know I'd have been back home. So, man, for me to be in Syracuse to finish with 2 degrees and my master's from there, I gotta give him that credit, and because he fought for us at a time where he believed us, because we went in there and told him, like I said, he was innocent, and he showed, and he fought for us. He put his money where his mouth was at. We had the best Syracuse lawyers, the best people, and it got done.
No, that's dope.
So, but I walked on from there on out. Some school situation, I was on probation for the rest of my career. That's what people don't know. And I literally had to. Now I can speak about. I had to go to class. Only I can go to class and games. I couldn't be on no campus. We couldn't be at no parties or nothing. So I got so bigger than that, they forgot about all of that. But I was on probation. I knew this. Somebody could go lie and say they saw me at a party, a school party, and I was kicked out. That was my probation. Nobody really knew about it, and it was something that, we only knew. But yeah, that was my probation. That's how much that shit took to beat.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Definitely shout out to Bayham, shout out to the Q's, because it's a lot of cases where they just kick you to the curb and you never even hear from again.
I seen, like I said, at the time, Gary Neal. People don't remember Gary Neal. He was at LaSalle. Tough at LaSalle. He played with Tad, one of my favorite players at LaSalle. And he caught a rape case. And he was kicked out of LaSalle. Billy Hahn got fired from LaSalle. So I seen some cases go. So I knew the magnitude of what we was up against. And we spanked them joints. And I was able to finish out with a fine career at Syracuse.
So give me one big highlight at the Q's, man. You at the Q's, you starting point guard at the Q's. One big highlight, it just stick out. Like, damn, I'm really kid from South Philly.
I got one.
I'm doing this right now.
I got a few, but I'm gonna give you one. And I wasn't starting. It was my 6th man of the year that year. We playing Nova.
At Nova, where the game at? Where we at?
It's at Q's.
We had Carrier Q's.
It's the largest on campus crowd game this ever. I think it was like 34. We break our own record every year, but I think this time it was like 34 or some change. I'm talking about kids slept inside the dome for fucking 3-4 days, like literally before the game. It was a college, a big Monday game, packed. ESPN, I think we was like 3 in the country. They was 5.
What year are you in?
This is my sophomore year. So this when they got Seafish, Lee Waynes, Scotty Reynolds. They got all of them. Scotty Reynolds, Corey Stokes. They got everybody. This is my sophomore year. Me and Chris Joseph came off the bench this year. We had Wesley Johnson, Andy Rounds, that team. We wound up spanking over. I'm talking about spanking them. And I kind of sparked the entire getting the game. And mind you, I'm in the doghouse. I'm back and forth. I should be starting. You know that. Should be coming out. Whatever. But I get in the game and I ball. I think I hit 2 threes instead of time. He only wanted me taking jump shots. But the way the game is played, I take 2 threes and I make them. And I make 2. I think I do 2 other things that make us really get us going. And I remember being a part of that win, really a part of it. And it was against Nova, against a team who really recruited me from Philly. We was number 3 in the country. That was number 5, so the whole country was watching the game. And I kind of balled. And from that game, we went to number 1 in the country, bro. The number 1 team lost that day, and the number 2 team lost. How crazy that is. And we was number 1 the next day. That's the best can ever happen. We number 3, we playing the number 5 team. Number 1 and number 2 lose the same day as we beat the number 5.
Knock off Nova, then y'all go.
We go right to number 1. We there for a little while. There ain't nothing better than number 1 in the country. I don't know what you say. That's a good feeling right there.
No, that's crazy. Definitely, that's crazy. I also need a Madison Square Garden story too. I need a Madison Square Garden story.
That same year. Fighting with Trish, who gonna start? This is the beginning of that year. Who gonna start? And we playing Kyle. We got Jerome right in there. Tough. He was pretty good.
What's his name? Handle? Mr.
Yeah,
Handle?
man, one of my favorite guys. Good person too, but
tough.
super tough. I remember scouting for him. They had Patrick Christopher, which is what's his name? His little brother. Josh Christopher. They had Big Pat, his older brother. Really was good. Played in the league too. I remember we playing Kyle. And the same thing, I felt like I should have been starting. He brought Trish in. Trish started over me. I think it's like our second or third game of the season, fourth, whatever. But we early on, we don't know how good we is because we just lose Johnny Flynn, Paul Harris, and Eric Dieter. Going into after my redshirt year, so I'm really a junior.
Right.
Kyle, I think I go off. I had like 22 points
At the guard.
at the guard.
W. So.
Whole hood, the whole Philly there really. It was like, and I got in and again the same. I sparked it. I came off the bench and I came in that ball right away. And we beat Kyle. We wound up beating North Carolina in the Garden and won the tournament. But the whole, I think coaches very canceled the tournament, and I wound up playing well.
So.
But again, that was the start of that red shirt. I got 6 man of the year, just being a master in my role, like locking into the 6 man and coming in, changing the complexity of games and finishing games.
So that's the last thing I want to touch on about college. Because you said it a couple times. You should have been starting. You was coming off the bench, and you went through that throughout your career.
Oh, yeah, man.
Throughout your career at Syracuse.
For sure. I started early on, and I got suspended, then finished out coming off the bench, and then I redshirted my sophomore year, and then coming back my junior year, I didn't start. But I personally, now I'm 3 years of basically college. I know the system. I set out a year. I felt like I should have been starting. He started a freshman over me. A freshman who was a 3. No disrespect to Trish, but was a 3-star at that.
Right.
Like.
So yeah, that's what I want to talk about.
That's just you promising somebody a spot. You promise. It just shows clearly. Like when you I knew all the business and everything. When you at Syracuse, you know we 4 stars. You got 5 stars. You know how people get treated. It's very known. But Trish came in and started as a freshman, and I feel like he was brought up with the type of team we had. He was able to come in and fit with us and basically be brought up because we was a mature team. Here it is. I'm a sophomore. I'm a redshirt sophomore. So really a junior. We got Andy Roberts, who was a 5th year. Reggie Walker, who was a 5th year. Wesley Johnson, who was really a senior. So we got a really grown team. You see what I'm saying? So he bring a freshman in, let him start right away as a freshman. I felt like I could have been playing all those minutes, and I was ready for that team.
At this time, though, how was your body language? How was your treatment towards Trish? How was your leadership skills? Because you ended up playing for 5 years. You got 2 degrees there. Like you finished out. A lot of people would left and like.
Yeah, be always true with you. My body language, of course, me and Coach definitely went through some back and forth battles. But my body language, I would say, it never changed. It wasn't bad because it was a game we played in Memphis early on. I was coming off the bench. Mind you, I wasn't starting. I remember Hop coming to me like, we gonna lock into this. The first 15 games, he gave me a game plan. This is with great coaching. I always test a great coach.
This is Hop. This is not Bayham.
No, this is Hop. This is great coaching around the head coach. It's well needed because it's well needed, and it's because the head coach he can't control or do all of it. His job is to coach the game. So Hop came to me with a plan. Like the first 15 games, I was gonna get the team to play with me. I was gonna make the team want to play with me. And that was I had the relationship. I was there 3 years, so I knew Andy, I knew Wes, I knew this the point guard spot. Really, you got to get coach to trust you. Mind you, I'm coming from 2 cases, so my thing was always a trust thing, right? That's how they always tried to put me with playing that case.
Right.
So I remember after the Memphis game, we playing Memphis at the Dome. I do what I did. I ball early on, hit like 2-3 threes, changed the complexity of the game. But he don't play me in the whole second half. I wound up only playing 1 half. I had 8 points, 4 assists in 1 half.
Right.
He wound up letting Trish play the entire second half.
Right.
I'm talking about I don't touch the floor. We win the game. So now you really can't feel no type of way. If you're a good teammate to get me with that competitive spirit, but you gotta hold it in. Like my team won. And I'm a point guard too, and I knew this early on. My team won. I wanted to play. I should have been playing. And Coach Rob, my problem ain't with my team, is with Coach. And when you get to college, it is a little business oriented like that, where it never was an issue with Trish. We competed with them, but my issue was with Coach. But we won, so I can't even really have an issue with it I remember calling Pops, like snapping on Pops. That was where my frustration went, calling like, cause we made that commitment to go to Cuse.
Right.
At the time when I went to Syracuse, cause I truly did want to go to Nova. No cap, like I wanted to stay home. I felt like Philly is his own world. I had that world at the time, and I wanted to be a part of it. So, but we made the commitment to go to Cuse, and at that time he wasn't up there with me. Pops was, back and forth, but he wasn't really up there with me, battering that shit I was going through with Coach Boeheim. Like,
right.
So like I asked him really like, can he come up there with me? And he wound up giving me all the credit in the world, wound up changing everything in his life to really come and being with me at Syracuse for the rest of my career. And it was, as y'all see, that was the last 3 years of my career. We dealt with Coach like a business. I ran the show. But it was from that day on, like, so my body language ain't changed because Pops always kept me in, like, people always watching you. So I was a point guard, so I knew that. My problems was always with Coach, but I had to prove my work, and I did. I worked my ass off. And that year, I was a master in my role coming off the bench instead of fighting. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm about to get 20 minutes a game. I know when I go in, but that really made us a hell of a team once I saw it. Like, I saw me changing. I saw teams changing how they was playing me. Like, certain shit that I got to get better at, too, coming off the bench and being a master in that role and helped me. And so when I got to start the next year, this is what creates Deion Waiters. You know, understand? Like, he came in and people understand he never started at Syracuse. Why? I went out there and started the same role that I mastered, that when I was starting, I helped the kid with.
Right.
And that's why we was as good as we was when Deion got there. He was coming off the bench, he was killing, he was doing what he was doing, but Boeheim kind of found a niche for making us all compete within each other to make the team better.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? That's coaching. All of us, that's all, but you gotta see it. And I understood it once I was there and with Trish. But once me and Trish started, and we saw Trish started for 4 years. So I said it was something that was probably early on but me and Deion never got to start with each other, but we played together for 2 years and won a lot of games together, but we never started. And we played that 6 man of the year rule.
Right. So my major takeaway from that was you didn't sulk. You felt it was with coaches.
It was always with coaches.
It didn't affect your relationship with your teammates.
Never.
You wasn't hating on your team.
Never. You got to control what you can control at all times. Like I said, always meet with the coach, trying to see what he wants from you. 9 times 10, they're gonna tell you some bullshit. Right. I'll tell you this right away. They already know who they playing from the start of the season. They know who getting the minutes. They know all of that. So it was BS. But I would say, I remember my freshman year, I wasn't ready though, and 2 dudes got hurt, and I wasn't ready. And I always looked at that as an opportunity that I could have. If I was ready, I would have been there to be playing as. You know what I'm talking about? So my junior year, when he was asking me, I just took it on. That's why when Pops got us there, we did everything we could do, what we could control. It never was about what they had. All we can do was what we can control, literally. And I controlled what I could control, and got to the point where he couldn't take me off the floor. Like, where I went from him not trusting me to him trusting me with the ball, him trusting me with his whole program. That's what it had, man. But my freshman year, he didn't trust me at all. And then by the time my 5th year, I was the Syracuse spokesman. I was USA. I was LeBron camp, KD, everything Nike and with Syracuse, I was the spokesman. So,
yeah, that's dope. So we go through the Q's. You leave the Q's with 2 degrees. Shout out to that. Let's not breeze past that. You went up there. You finished school plus some. So that's dope.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to you for doing that. You have a great career there. You won a ton of games.
That's not on the record no more.
They
took my career. My whole career is wiped out.
I forgot about that.
I had my little incident with if you can't look at her shit. Look up her shit.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but people know.
You got a lot of wins. You got a lot of wins off the record.
A lot of wins off the record. College.
For sure.
Can't take my degrees away though.
For sure, no, they can't take them away.
But
so you did that. So you finished up your college career. You're in the pre-draft experience. You're getting ready for the draft. What's your mindset there? It's like, I got a chance to get drafted.
Man,
I'm about to be in the
I'm gonna tell you right now, the handcuffs was off. Oh wait, it was the first time I was like, again, Syracuse, you had to play a system, you had to run a system, and a systematic ball. So people knew my game and knew how I played it. I definitely had a great career, and I mastered my role. So going into the pre-draft, you have a whole new. That's why I say the handcuffs was off.
Where you do your pre-draft at?
LA.
LA?
Pre-draft in LA, yeah. Let me speak about something too real quick. Pre-draft experience with me, because I remember it was this agent that was recruiting me at the time. And I'm gonna speak about just how much, like how I look back on that Philly, like I was so Philly was everything for me. The agent at the time, throughout my whole senior year, was like really recruiting me. I forget his name though. It's bad right now. But recruit me. I'm talking about he did a hell of a job. You know, small agency like fit me.
Right.
You know, like, but you know, you want a bigger agency. You want bigger agencies to be on you or whatever. But this dude really like did a hell of a job recruiting me. Great job. And I wound up signing with him. With me knowing the business so great and knowing like you can sign an agent today, you can fire him tomorrow. But like the principles my pop and what I grew up on, which is, you know, once you make a commitment or something, like you stick to it, especially if it's. But I meet with a guy in Vegas, doing my pre-draft, leave Syracuse, go to Vegas, be out in Florida, do the whole, you know, have a good night. Sign with the agent. But I'm going to LA to meet with another agency at the time, which is Dan Brinkley, the twins. Basically family, but I'm going to meet with them. T-Rob, who else? Pooh Richardson. Basically the whole family. That's what they signed with too first. So, but I signed with the guy who was really recruiting me the whole year. Like really, like did a thing for me and gave me information throughout that season to help me, like you know what I mean, prepare.
Right.
So I get to LA. I meet with Pooh, Dan, and I felt like I was going against family of this Philly of what we was creating back. So I wound up firing the dude who I signed with the day before. You know, I signed with Dan and them, and I did my pre-draft with Thomas Robinson in LA.
Okay.
And we made Team Z. We was all over. Man.
I was living your life. I was living your life as y'all was getting prepared.
Yeah, man. But I was with the number. Of course, at the time he had
top 5.
Yeah, he went 5, but this time they were saying he was gonna be the number 1 player.
Right.
He was being treated like shit. Like he was getting treated like he was supposed
top
to. Top 5 pick.
Right.
So we was out LA having it our way. It was a fucking hell of a time.
So what was your mindset at this point? Was you
First and foremost,
was you thinking you was gonna get drafted?
100%.
You thought you was gonna get drafted?
100%. And why we had a lot of T-Rob had a lot of eyes on it. So that our agent at the time was able to use that for all the teams to come see us. And once teams saw me, like I was able to pass the eye test because I lost a ton of weight. That's the first thing. Like, you know, when you go, that's the first thing. I'm sure you went through this where when you're going through the draft, they didn't have to touch us on about game. It was like how your body looked. So my first thing was getting in front of them and they seeing me a different person. After that, once they said to me, "You got to pass the eye test." Right. So when they saw me, it was like, "Wow, he worked." Like
quick thing about the eye test. People that can't dunk on people and super fast, they got this thing called the eye test. You gotta look like
you gotta look athletic. You gotta look lean. I call it. You gotta look like an athletic ball player. Like you can't look how chubby or you can have game. That's what it's a knock on us with the game. That's all I say. Like
that's what I'm trying to say. In so many words.
The knock with the skill, but you gotta look the part. And I think the first thing we did in my pre-draft was we did that. Man, LA, I still live there right now because of the sand dunes and all the work that you can do to get right, quality wise. And that was the first thing we did. But then I only had 3 workouts going into the pre-draft.
You only worked out with 3 teams?
No. That's all I started out with.
Okay.
So I started out with. Right. Next thing you know, I was everywhere. I was all over that motherfucker. Right. Because every time I went and worked out, I played well. I picked up more. Right. So I ended up, working out for mostly everybody. Shit, at least 10, 12 teams. Right. And at the time I started out only 3 workouts. So, and understood it to the T where I didn't really want to go drafted either. I didn't. Like I knew.
It's better to be.
I knew all of this. The training. I knew all. Like I was very advanced. So I knew too much of what was going on in a sense, and that's why my agent and I. It was like a good thing at the time because I knew what was going on. I knew I had a chance of not being drafted. I was a 5th year senior. We wasn't getting no love at this time. Right. But the work I put in, and then me planning these workouts, I played a hell of a man. Some of the people I came across in the workouts, they know. Like I played with everything. We dug no rec. No, for real, we couldn't. My class, we couldn't dug no rec. It was all seniors. 4 year, you had me, 2, Holloway, DJ O, fucking Scott Machado, Castle Weir, who else we have out there? Just that I seen every day on the like from Texas, Jacobin Brown, Mo Moore, who else? Like you know what I'm talking about? Like we like this is a class full of like niggas who put work in college for the long haul and played really good, and we all had to see each other. I know I'm naming there's more people for sure, but I'm just saying like I've seen these dudes in San Antonio, in New York, and same workouts. You gonna get in, y'all gonna play 2-1-2, y'all gonna lock ass.
Right. So before we even get to the draft, you end up getting injured.
I got hurt. Shit, what, it was 2 days before the draft? 3 days before the draft. Matter of fact, I got hurt when the draft that year was on the 26th, June 26th. I remember it. I got hurt in my workout in Utah on June 22nd. But I had 2 more workouts lined up after that. And this is how I went. And this is why, this is very funny, because I just had left Dallas, working out in Dallas. I had it, bro. Me, and I'm gonna bring this up because I had the best fucking workout you can possibly have. And again, my workouts was getting better and better as they go on, right? You get comfortable as you know what you want to do, right? So I get to Dallas, it's me, Evan Fournier, Marcus Demon, my guy, my dog. Marcus Demon,
Super tough.
super and a good dude. And Marcus T. So
Jeff T. Wilbur.
Jeff T. No, my take because they just won it at Kentucky. Yeah, they just won it at Kentucky. I worked out with Marcus T. that year and the kid from New York that was in their backcourt, the shooter. Deron Lane. I worked out with him in Philly. But so I worked out. It was 2-1-2. So it was me, Marcus Demon. We the 2 older. Marcus Demon was a senior who wound up going second round that year in the Spurs, and I was the 5th year. You had Evan Fournier who was coming over. We didn't know who he was. He was from overseas, who they hadn't projected as a first rounder. You had Marcus Teague, who they had projected as a first rounder. So we played 2-1-2, Leaf. Played 2-1-2. This is me and Marcus Demon against the first rounders.
Teague and Fournier.
That's how they do it. You know how it works. It's me, it's first rounders. So when I tell you, we kicked their ass, bro. Like bad. Like we beat them every 2-1. Like they just check it up. But they had the entire organization watching us. They had Dirk, the owner, like Cuban, Michael Finley. And I already know Casey Smith was my guy, who's the top head trainer there. Casey was in there. Man, they had the entire just watch us work out 2-1-2. But man, mind you, they're the 2 first rounders. We made these dudes look like
I was killing them.
no, it was bad. I'm talking crazy. You know how I get in that joint.
Right.
After the workout, Dirk Nowinski, stuff before I bring the story up. Dirk Nowinski come over to ask me for my autograph. Put this in my life, yo. I'm not lying to you. Like this is a true story. Dirk is the coolest nigga in America. He's not even from here.
Right.
He said, come over to me school, man. Like, you know, real respectful. I'm like, can I get your autograph? About to ask him for. He's like, no, I want your autograph. Mind you, his best friend is a Cuse fan, and I was, of course, I was a star player in the Cuse at the time. So he like, man, I gotta get your autograph for my friend. It's gonna be great. So mind you, I'm signing an autograph for Dirk. It's like the best story. So after that, I'm calling Pops like, yo, I'm done. Like I'm done working. I think Dollar's gonna take me. And mind you, not only do I play well, I go interview. When you know how you do after you work out, you gotta go interview for the team. Y'all gonna be in something like that. It's gonna be the whole team in there with you though. Y'all gonna be at a round table. They throwing questions at you. That's just what it is. They know your whole fucking life. Can't lie. Like it's like I'm talking about like, but I interviewed well with him. Like it was like it felt like I was gonna be in Dallas. You know how you try to psych yourself. So I called Pops like, man, if no team's gonna take me now, like I just felt tired. I'm done. Like I was just, mind you, I only had 3 to start, and then I just started going. 6 was Memphis. I was all over. Then I tried to end it in Dallas. And Pops, what you say? You like, nah. Like, no, we didn't get this far. Like, you know, we got, I think I was going to Utah. I was going out to Utah, and I think I had Golden State. And Jordan was basically bringing me in on draft night. And I was dating my daughter at the time, so I felt like I was gonna watch the draft and work out for Jordan and then watch the draft there in Charlotte. That's how it was supposed to go. But I was tired. I was just ready to just go to fucking Charlotte because I'm already getting ahead of it. Like, fight gonna take me any fucking thing. Like, I'm watching the draft. Like, I'm gonna watch the draft with them in Charlotte, and I'm gonna work me out the day of the draft. Come on, bro. What that thing got? Like, all that's the signs to me is I'm gonna fucking be in Charlotte if anything, right? So I go to Utah. It's me, Debo, Scott Machado, and somebody else working out. Charlie Brown from I think he's from Milwaukee. You remember Charlie, right? Yeah. So us four, we out there. Again, good group of workout guards. I get to Utah a day earlier than them because I was coming from Dallas, and I had a day where I could just chill. Man, Utah the most. I just felt that shit, man. Like when I just think back on it now, like it's so fun. I ain't been in Utah since, but only been there one time. And when I told him I got there, it was dark, it was just dim, it was everything, it was nobody outside. It was just summertime. Like it was just like one of them. So I just stayed in my room the entire time. I remember Brian, I forgot who won the championship that year. Was it Miami probably, right? Probably. Yeah, 2012. So I remember Brian and them closing out that day. Next day I go work out. We go through the stretch and everything, and then we get right into the 2-on-2s. No, we actually done 1-on-1s, and it's me and D both. It's where you go up the
zigzag?
Yeah, you go up and you pop out and you get the ball. Okay. So I do all that. I get out, get the ball. As soon as I reverse pivot, I jab him, and off the jab, I fuck my foot up. Right. It wasn't no like as soon as I get the ball, as soon as you get the ball, you just jab down. Like, I just press down, and I felt. Like, you know how everybody say you hear that pop or whatever that pop, but I just felt like this shit ain't feel normal. Like to the point where I just jumped. I thought I sprained my ankle though, like more than anything, because it was my fifth metatarsal. So when I jabbed, it just like popped. So I just jumped off it, threw the ball back to the coach, and hobbled my ass to the trainer, like just to see like I was telling him to tape my foot up, tape it up to see if it was I felt like I sprained my ankle, and I never taped because I always dealt with. Foot issue, like stress fractures really. So the trainer take my shoe off, my sneaker and my sock off. He look at my foot, and I had told him my shit ain't look like it was broke. I ain't do nothing freakish to him, and just like it's broke. Like he saw some shit that I didn't see, so it's broke. Mind you, bro, it's like 2-3 days. It's 4 days before the draft. Like what? Man, that shit ain't broke. Let's take I'm arguing. This is a little. It hurt crazy, but I'm still hyped. About to work out, so I just tape it up a little bit. Take my shit up, put my sock back on, put my sneaker on tight, shit tight. A little tighter than before. I tried to hop off the table. Mind you, calm down. When I get down off that table from being calm, you know that shit broke. Like I tried to put pressure on that joint, I couldn't even walk. I just sat back on the jump. Then he just seen me now. Now I just see now it's like, oh yeah, it's reality. Like, my shit broke. Like it's really worse than what it is, and the timing of it. That's where I knew too much, and I'm like, damn. So he grabbed my shoulder like, listen, you get surgery right now. You'll be back for the season stuff. Those things. It's like I'm telling you, it ain't nothing. It's like a stress fracture, if anything. So I had to go to their doctor, see what it was. It wound up being broke all the way through. So now I gotta come back, meet with the team. Salty as shit, cause now they know I'm broke, my shit broke, so they're not gonna take me. Now I gotta really gotta reach out to teams and let them know you can't hide it.
Try to get out in front of it.
Yeah, you can't hide it. You just gotta at this point deal with his head on, and that's what I knew when I was soft. So, but dealing with that, I give a lot of credit to Jasmine, Jordan, and Mike at the time too, because I didn't get drafted and none of that, but really got a lot of super just help in general, mentally.
What about your surgery?
Oh no, that came from my surgery. That's another thing. That came from just the love, the Syracuse alumni.
Yeah, I got.
Man, look, let me tell you,
I got
bro.
one ACL surgery on Temple.
Yeah, man. But Pete, I'm gonna tell you. So I leave Utah on a broken foot. Got to fly back to LA. Meet with the team. You know, all my dudes worked out with, because I was doing it the whole time. So they gave me some love. Get back on the plane. Get to LA. I'm sick, man. I'm sick, bro. I don't even got we don't have insurance.
Right.
Keep it G. So I'm really done. A Syracuse alumni that I watched the draft, the one that I watched the draft with, George Hicker, man, great guy, great dude in my life. Also was a great alumni that really helped with Syracuse big time. He actually put his credit card down for my surgery. So when I got surgery from the #1, my doctor was Kobe Bryant doctor. I always talk to Girl and Joe. Look it up. LA, #1, LA, #1. I had the cool scooter.
Right.
I had all the help I needed, but it wasn't my body I needed help with. It was more mental. I was depressed from the timing of the injury
Right.
and everything that happened after that. I'm sitting up in Summer League. I'm watching Summer League. I'm talking about all my guys basically like really playing, and I'm really hurt. First time in my life really being hurt, like really hurt. Surgery and everything like that. So that was kind of the turning point of my career.
Right. So you get hurt a week before the draft.
Yeah.
You go undrafted.
Right.
What's the start of your professional career?
So that year, like I said, I went through something more mental than like physical. Like my whole life, I wanted to be drafted. Like I think I just spoke about that in my post of mine, like where I put so much on being drafted, like being picked, like you know what I mean, like shaking Davis thing hand type shit. So like when that didn't happen and how it took place, I kind of mentally just went through a crazy depression that a lot of players are now starting to come out and speak about.
Did you know you was in depression?
No.
A lot of people don't know.
But I'm about to tell you, like, ask my family around me. They attest to it. Just from every decision being made after that, it's not the right one.
Right.
Everything you're doing, but what you think you're doing, you coping with it, trying to go to what you think is love.
Right.
More than anything, for me. Like I felt like I wanted to be around a lot of love at the time. I wanted to be around the love that I control. It was a lot of shit that I was going through that I wanted, and I was becoming my own man too. So every decision they had nothing to do with ball, and I feel like me getting away from ball, I was saying fuck my family more than anything, because it wasn't just me being basketball wasn't just my dream, which it should be but it was all of us. It wasn't just me. So I decompressed it from all that, trying to really find myself. Just to full circle back to me hooping and loving ball. That's why I said like I went through a whole depression. My shit was probably like 3 years, 3.5 years. So for my first year out of school, I didn't play that year because I basically a foot surgery that was supposed to be a 3-month injury turned about being 6-7 months altogether. So
that's a year.
That's a year. And I come back, but in that year I worked for CBS. I had a job for 4 different alumni. That started there. Like I started life after sports right away. I wasn't just, and I think that hurt me and it hurt my professional career too more than anything. Right. Because now I'm trying to become my own man. And this is all basketball did for me now. I'm here it is. I'm fresh out of school. I'm hurt, rehabbing, so I got 3 different alumni from Syracuse want me to come work and live in New York City. And they all giving me a job. Right. The beauty. I went back, you see what I'm saying? Like, so and I ain't gonna lie, for me wanting to become my own man and see that shit was love. Like, but it was like a part of me, like I got my people over here, like, yo, like, when you getting ready to go to the league? Right. You gonna go play, like, you know what I'm saying? But here it is, I'm working for 3 different jobs in New York. Right. And I'm living in a mansion with one of the alumni. I ain't gotta pay no rent. Right. Everything rent free. Car, Tesla, by the way, first year of them. Like, this is all, like, I'm living, like, but I'm in New York City. I'm working for CBS, S1E3, commentating, then I'm selling sports mobility on the side, and then I'm also selling real estate. Right. Showing houses. So I got all these different jobs. I made probably like $200 my first year out of school. Right. It ain't save $1, but because I'm around all this fucking money, but I'm just saying, like, this is my first, I ain't lying, first year. But you got niggas talking about, oh, when you going overseas to play. Right. I just touched 200 in New York. Right. I'm just saying, like, so it was like, I saw something, but again, bro, I truly wasn't happy though, because my happiness was over here. Right. And I didn't really know how to get back to that, but so I used my job, like, working and being like what basketball did do for me, which, you know, it was, life after sports was cool, but I got to see in that process, like, just to, like, you gotta do what you love more than anything. Because even me working and being over here, I still somewhat made my jobs be, yo, get season tickets at me, like with the Knicks. Like, when I'm now I create a job, I'm around basketball somewhat somehow. Like, they just always reverted for me back to being around ball. So, like, through my healing process, I really feel like basketball was the root of it. Like, getting back to, like, that part of myself. And so I want to skip to the part in the story where you said, you know what, I'm done with basketball. I know you was in Canada. Right.
Then you played a couple places.
So I wound up going to Croatia. I wound up playing right after that job. Right after I was in New York, I wound up going to summer league first and foremost.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my first. That's why I took my first year out of school. I started life after sports. I started working first.
Right. You was injured.
I was injured.
You missed
So I
that
had to
whole
get
year, so
jobs.
you was working alumni.
Yeah.
That's something else I want to touch on too. If he's talking about alumni.
Yeah.
Alumni, like that means you was.
Oh, I was shaking hands, kissing babies up in school. Every banquet, I was doing point guard supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
They not about to have us there for all that time and sign autographs, and we're not going to see
Right.
who these people that's in front of us and what they do.
Right.
So I was one of the ones always trying to get jobs.
Right.
Just before that, you get paid and all that, but I was definitely trying to get jobs. And being in Syracuse, a lot of alumni is in New York City.
Right.
So that's how I was able to land in 3 different situations for me. And being from Philly, you know what New York is. So
Right.
I had some really good situations my first year out of school. But like I was speaking on that, it kind of took my hunger away since when I started playing ball again. This is why. Like my whole entire life, I thought basketball was going to be the thing that paid me.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the league, drafted, so then I didn't get drafted. I wound up going and working and being like really making good money, living like good jobs, doing what I want. 3 different jobs, so 3 different sites. I'm at 3 different situations. You know what I mean? Like, so I was maybe doing me, and I got to see like it was through basketball. So now I come back to trying to play ball off of injury. So I lost no confidence in myself really.
Working your game.
My game, just a year not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Worked out, definitely did a hell of a rehab to get right, to get back. I definitely rehab, right? So when I get back, I think the alumni I was living with at the time, Howard Fenner, huge alumni in the Q's, had a relationship with Dan Gilbert on the Cavs.
Cavs, yep.
Yeah, and I was living on the guy couch. And people don't understand this. This is like me, summer league coming around. I just work my ass off, I'm back in shape. The summer league now, it's the second day of summer league, so now I'm soft now. I ain't got no summer league offer. Right. They invested in me. They did all this to get me back right. They gave me jobs. I ain't gonna lie. Family invested in me, got me back healthy, mentally and physically. Mm-hmm. Now summer league here, I'm not on no team. Right. It's the first 2 days.
Agent at the time, an agent.
I don't have no agent.
No agent at the time.
This is the man. Howard Fenner basically is my agent. He knows
Right.
NBA owners.
Right.
The Sixers, he knew this Cavs owner. So it's all about who you know first and foremost. So my agent was my Cuse alumni, with investing in me getting in shape and all of that. Took a year, by the way. Chris Quinn get hurt in Cleveland. I think he go down with a concussion or something. I remember vividly, bro. The Cavs called me and Howard. We out eating lunch. I remember vividly called Howard phone, and I just see that Howard like, get the fuck out of here. And they was basically calling like, yo, you gotta scoop Jardine in your college, you know, because he knew that. I was like, oh, if you can fly him out here, he got a spot. All you gotta do is pay for the hotel and the flight. Right. You know, man, I got out there. This is my experience in summer league, bro. I get out there on a Tuesday. No true story. How Fetner is the owner, then they close or whatever relationship. So he tells How, like, listen, tell Scoop when he get out here, he can't hang out with Dion. No. Like they can't be with each other. Like they can practice. You know, Dion was. I think I got there the second day. So I think me and Dion played 1 game together. Then they shut him down. Cause remember, this is after his rookie year. This is the second year. Right. But this is my going out there on be a part of the team. This is what they say to me, bro. This is what Howard said to me, taking me to the airport. He said, Scoop. Whatever's happening, the ownership don't want you around Dion. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but they don't want you next to Dion. So you gotta go out here and you can't hang out with Dion at all. Y'all on the same team, but you can't be around him. So in my head, I'm like, mind you, I'm living in New York at the time. I've been working up here with CBS. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why can't I? And this is white people. This is just they straight blue, black and white. I don't care. You can't be around them. Right. Like this is the opportunity that we got. Woo. You go out there, the ownership don't want you around Dion off the court. Boom. So I said, I'm talking to Howard. I don't know what you talking. This is somebody I grew up with. Like, how you gonna tell me not to be around like my brother? Like, I don't. Like, can I talk to the owner? Say, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, right. So he like, I don't care. Like, we just got there. You just see where you was at. You was on my couch. And you about to go to something. Just don't be around me for 3 days. Like, you can do that, right? So I'm like, all right, fuck. I'm not gonna do that. Boom, get there. Get the. He don't even know I'm coming, like type shit. I wanted to call him, ring, call him crap. Yo, meet me in Vegas. We going, you know, I'm a summer league man, basically. Like from being on the couch, bro, working. Man, get out there. First practice is me, Delavadova, Lope, everybody. I'm part of the team. Doing practice, you know, after practice, Lope, he drafted there. You know, he can do what he wanted. Something, you know how to be out there. Mm-hmm. Mind you, I got this over the top of my head. I want to tell him, right. But I know he's not mature enough too to really like see like. So I got this over the top of my head, but I'm on the tip like, what they mean like hang out with him. So in my head, I'm thinking we going to parties. Right. When they mean hang out, we in Vegas. I'm thinking hanging out like he on my team. Like how? What do you mean like not hang out with him? So I'm thinking like we can't go to parties or we be gambling inside the casino being seen. Right. We can go to dinner together. That's what I'm thinking. Like I'm trying to make logic out of what they mean hang out. Right. Like, so he like so I wanted to go to dinner with Dion. Like me, Dion. The first night I get to Vegas, we all go out to eat inside our hotel where we staying at. Right. Go eat. Me, Reem, Dion, Craig, like a few of us. Some family shit. Right. Eat, hype, take a picture, put it on Twitter. Oh my God. How I see the picture. Boom. The next day I get a call from How. I'm like, didn't I tell you not to go out with me? Like, I'm like, how are you talking? Like, we went to dinner. Like, you know, this is somebody like, this is not only my teammate, college, this is my teammate of summer league. Like, we can't go to dinner. But me not seeing logic what people look at Twitter as. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Social media, like this is 2012 too, like we post a picture, put it on Twitter. Right. You know what Twitter is now to the world. Mm-hmm. But like, so when you post a picture of me and Dion out, right. They don't see we in a hotel, they just see us out in Vegas, which ownership asked How to tell me not to be out with Dion at all. Right. So I just did some shit that just like, I just went against him. And
so what happened? They ended up not playing you?
They wound up not. He sat down. I wound up playing 3 games of summer league, finishing out, getting a job to go to Croatia. You know, when you've been on summer league floor, right. All the overseas people, and all I had to do was be seen, right. Too. You know, politics really was on my side. So once they saw me at summer league, man, I gained jobs. You know how it worked. Right. I took the first thing smoking to Croatia. Right. Andre Buck was my agent at the time. I wound up signing Buck. Because Buck came with that deal. Right. Because my agent was dude Howard Fettman who got me, if that makes sense. But once I got the summer league and Buck came with I had a few deals from there, playing literally probably like a good 2 games. They didn't really play like that in summer league. But once I got seen in summer league, I had jobs from overseas. And I took the Croatia joint, the Adriatic League. Mm-hmm. A good situation that would have been good if my coach wasn't so crazy. I had a Serbian coach. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I feel like my man Buck set me up with. That now that's why I want to do what I want to do, because all of that have to fit. Like I'm coming from Syracuse, Jim Boeheim, being in doing whatever I want type of like, not like environment, but like you are going to the Serbian coach your first year in college, out of college is tough. You know,
that's crazy because last episode I talked about being prepared, like
and that kind of
what team I'm going to, who the coach, how is he.
That's one thing I want to do.
What do they expect of me, like on the court? Like, do they want me to score? Do they want me to be a playmaker? Those are questions that you don't even ask. Like you said, you was on the first thing smoking.
Yeah, the money, right. But not saying it got to matter, especially when you're a point guard too. And I didn't play I didn't play in the whole year. Right. So my first job went with a Serbian coach.
They pushing their bodies.
School Jardine to be. Yeah, I broke down literally. I ain't making 3 months over there, motherfucker.
2 days.
I ain't making 3 months over there.
My year in China, the head coach was a Serbian national team coach.
So you know what I'm talking about. I actually remember your first year. I was in the G League when you was in China at the time. Just saying like,
and they different.
Bro, my first coach was a Serbian coach who loved me. Mm-hmm. But also I had a Serbian ownership who wanted, again, if I was Scoop Jardine, fresh out of Syracuse, my first year, I done handled that so well. Right. Coming off an injury, not playing the whole year, my timing was, and they paying me, I ain't gonna lie, good money. I'm paying 11, 12 bands a month. Mm-hmm. Good money. Yeah. You feel me? So that's my first gig, and it was like, they want you to be ready from day one. Motherfucker, like from day one I needed a good 2 months just to even get right. They ain't wait for that. They had my replacement that deal.
No, in some places in Europe, the physical expectations is super. They want you to be.
They don't understand that more. That's why I say I feel like maybe Buck from my physical, me thinking I was more ready, he probably took that upon. But I got set up. Like, I was not ready mentally to go there to that Serbian. Yeah, Croatia's a hell of a city.
Right.
It would have fit me well, but I had to go play ball first to even make that happen. And the coach ain't, none of that happened.
Yeah, see, later in my career, after I tore my ACL the first time,
Yeah.
after that, I would always make sure I talk to the coach.
You have to.
Like, I'm good, I'm healthy, but like,
No.
hey.
And I swear, that you say this because remember I stopped playing after I got cut from Croatia, and that kind of like, mind you, made money playing ball, got the summer league. Now I get the opportunity. Now they cut me. I can't. So I'm like, man, fuck this ball shit. Like I'm going back to life after sports. Like, it's been doing me okay. Like in the sense of like where I didn't trust what basketball. Now I had a kid right out of school, my first kid. So I didn't trust any of what basketball is. How much? Yeah, he want to pay you $3,000 a month. Oh no, you tripping. Like it's just like I was looking at the money. Like everything became about the money instead of the opportunity to really make it bigger. And that's when now, as I got older, I started to understand. But you also see it both ways. You got some kids now, they taking $3,000, they fucking the market up. Because they ain't gonna kill it. And these teams now still stay low ball. They just go get another 3,000 guys. So you gotta be careful with what you do with the money. But when you early on, you go prove yourself. Go take whatever, because you just was fresh out of school, you ain't get paid anyway. So you go win a championship in a league somewhere, and that 4 bands could be $30,000 the next month. I mean, the next year, a month, just by you go winning a championship or taking the team anywhere. But I didn't have the patience or trust that because I already my first year out of school, I made good money. I just didn't play ball. So I was trying to go, and I needed to really make money because of my kid. So everything became about money. Once it becomes about money, it should be about your career, but like as far as like you. It was just about money, so I couldn't see myself leaving my degrees when I did to go play. And I think I stopped for like from 2013 to 2016. I played in 2017 in Canada, and I was just I needed something to finish. I needed to play a season for me, for myself. And I went to Canada where it was 8 Americans. I dissected the league. The league is a very good league as far as the talent I was playing against. It was cool. Good league, 8 Americans. I got newcomer of the year. I played good. Got traded a few times. It was like a good joint. But then from there, I gained another job, working in life insurance in New York again. It's an opportunity that kept me in life at sport.
So take me to the moment where I'm done hooping. It's over. Like I ain't hooping. I hooped my whole life, and
it was more me. It was more.
I'm done.
2017. Then when I left Canada,
you finished the year in Canada, you got back to the
for myself, 17. Like I finished in Canada, and I really got to understand my body more over in Canada. Like I really got to get back in shape for myself, and to be over there to know if a team gonna pay you for what I want to be paid, trying to be paid, like you need a good, you know how your body feel. You need to be if 7 days out of the week, you need a good at least six days to feel good.
Yeah.
They pay how. You know what I mean? Like to be able like
high level.
And it's me, you know, or at least 5 days out of that week you need to feel somewhat to be able to perform at the level. And I couldn't give my body to give a good 3, 2, 3. At the most. I give you spectacular school for 2 days. I might not be there for 5 days, but if you're not helping me, if you ain't got the shit for me to like prepare right and all of that, it made no sense for me to be asking for what I was trying to ask for.
I'll go a quick story on my on my last season professionally in Romania. Everybody like, why you retired such and such? You know, of course I had my daughter and things like that. But one of the main reasons why I retired was what I had to go through to even get on the court, like the warm up and the.
I've been going through that my whole career, first and foremost, but just look, real shit. My dad used to stretch me, but just to test on that, like you saying, like when you gotta. I give you a good 3. Like now, I play 3 days out of the week. That's why I only play 3 because that's spectacular. I can't go 7. Like we play for you to play professionally every day, man. You gotta find it. Yeah. That's the mindset, right?
I used to get off the bus and literally like I don't know like how I'm supposed to put it there.
Bad feet. That's what I said. With me, I got bad feet. Everything else like bad feet.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I had bad. Just my lower body was just sore. Like,
my foot, man.
They want you to practice twice a day, playing full court.
And we're not talking us being in America. We talking going to get our money from over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. Like, I could stay in the G League and just made that. But again, me being smart, I use my degrees more than anything when it came to that. And I always wanted to be an NBA general manager in my dream job. So, like, front office, and when I did get in the G League, I got to see how that shit worked. Like, damn, I can do this.
Right.
I started really sort of dissecting that way instead of really playing. But I stayed around the game.
So you done in Canada, you say I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first, you already back in New York?
Well, yeah. Well, I left Canada and took a job in title insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was a situation that really paid me, but it wasn't.
Syracuse alumni?
Another alumni.
Shout out to Syracuse alumni.
Yep, another alumni. Came, brought me back. Man, I was about to take a GM role at Enterprise in Philly. You know, they hire ex-athletes. Anybody don't know, Enterprise hire all ex-athletes at the GM role, though. Because again, I want to be an NBA general manager. So I took, it's me thinking, let me go take any general manager role on first just to see how that works. Fuck.
Right.
It's just, and they was paying $80 to live in Philly. Okay, good money. And I would be able to, my alumni, the guy who I live with, Howard Fenner, who was my agent, he didn't want me to be in Philly with the 80 bands or whatever, so he called me to New York like, yo, he didn't hire me, but he got one of his friends to hire me doing title. But everything was about the money to me. I'm on the tip, all right, man, I got a job in Philly for 80. Like, coming to New York, I need some more than just, so I wanted to get a good situation in New York and to work title insurance. But again, it wasn't about what I was doing, it was in sales, but like, I felt like what I got hired to do was like the best thing ever. Like, they hired me to be Scoop in a sense. Like, I had a job where, you remember I had a job basically, I had to bring title insurance. So we wanted down our clients at this time, in a sense. Like, so if you were a lawyer or somebody, a developer, you're buying a house, at this time skyscraper or a building, you need to be insured. And I think my job at the time was just to take clients to the games, to basketball games.
Right.
And get autographs signed. Like, literally, like something that was cool. I was able to be around the game, stay around the game, wear suits, wear cool suits, be in New York, and like really be me in a sense. And I was able to create my business off of that business.
Right.
So that was cool.
So two things I definitely want to finish up with. I want to finish up with you injured, you got hurt on pre-draft.
Right.
You in a low spot. You in that low spot like that. You don't know what's going on in the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about you getting out of that spot and like really just like changing your mindset and getting back because you got back. And
man, that was a lot of support and arguments and fights and man, I ain't trust shit. So when I broke my foot, then every decision from that point on was done. Like, I was done with ball, bro. Like, again, I felt like I was saying fuck you to my family anyway by getting away from basketball because of, you know, it was an us thing in that. So in that process, I just was doing whatever for me that I thought was for me. And anybody know me and my family is, you know, it's everything. So my 3 years of not playing ball, bro, it was a lot of back and forth. I think I went back to Syracuse. I was just trying shit. I went to Syracuse. I wanted to go back to law school. I get up to Cuse. I'm doing LSAT class. I'm trying shit. Like, but in a sense, like, Pops is more so stayed on me with like, just get back to like, as you know, like get back to you. What was me? What he meant was like basketball. Like, get back to like, all right, you ain't gotta play, but like, this is you worked this hard, all the practices you put in, you did that. Like, you did all that. Get back to that. Go, you got friends with you, because I'm in Philly. I'm back in my hood. I'm back around the world. And now you're a product again of your environment. So every decision from that point was, you wouldn't have known I was Scoop Jardine. This was playing at Syracuse on ESPN, and you see me a year later in Philly. You wouldn't have known I was that guy because I was becoming a product of my environment. And when you come to Philly, you gotta live in Philly. You can't. You're gonna be killed if you don't. You know what I mean? So it's a kill or be killed type of world. And I think when I got there, I was losing myself because I was, mind you, coming from USA, you come from overseas. Coming from playing all these different places to come back, now you gotta become a regular civilian in a sense. And every decision from there was bad. So Pops and I like really like
But it was more getting out of the city. I think I moved up to Syracuse, went back to Cuse when I didn't go to school there. I was doing the LSAT and just trying to get away. And then from Syracuse, I moved to Miami. And that's where I got this journey. And then from Miami, I moved to LA. Like, I just kept moving back where I wanted to be at and live at. And I was using basketball as a vehicle. So it was the game, but the game was helping me get back to me. And that took about 4 or 5 years. And that's where I'm at today, with just cultivating everything that I did within the game.
So one of my major takeaways from this is shout out to Syracuse. Like
100%. The school you go to, but I would say more than anything, any alumni, because every school had them. But you more so got to go, and like I think it was me as the person, because when I first got the Cuse, I had 2 cases. So these alumni do know me as this kid with these 2 cases. It was negative that I turned the negative into a positive. And that shit that happened to me in my foot, man, it gave me opportunities that basketball do it for you. You don't know it. We got all endless opportunities. We just be wanting to play ball. We think everything is just about the game. As far as basketball, you can get so many jobs within the game. Look at Rob Pelinka, who's the NBA general manager of the Lakers. But you got Jalen Rose, who's the star player at Michigan.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's so many jobs you can get. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when it's all said and done, I'd rather that GM role.
Right.
No disrespect to Jalen and what Jalen got going on, but where the power at?
Right.
Where lies at? So.
No, definitely. So what I want to finish up with is passion outside of sports. What are you passionate about outside of basketball? What you transition into?
Oh man, passion outside of sports. I got a few, but one of the biggest I picked up on is yoga, hot yoga. Hot yoga has been my biggest thing. And me, I also deal with arthritis and stuff like that. So I actually need to do the yoga. You know what I mean? And it's been the only thing I feel like helped my arthritis. But hot yoga has been one of the main things. You see Joe Johnson, he been like actively speaking.
ISO yoga.
He like beat me to the punch with it, but like I'm actively on it also. Like something I try to do 2-3 days a week, and it starts my mornings, make me feel good. It's like I don't play as much basketball because I make people feel uncomfortable too much, and I don't want people to not like me. Man, yoga is mental for me. It's like a mental challenge because every day your body gonna feel. It's not gonna feel the same, but that class is gonna challenge you to really really tap into yourself as far as seeing how you feel. Like one day I can kill a class, have a killer class, the next day I can't even get to my toes. So it's like every day is different. So I feel like from a mental perspective, and it teaches me how to breathe more than anything. So Pop been telling me to take yoga throughout my whole career, and I got a short leg too.
That's a gem right there.
Yeah. Pop talking about my whole career since like. High school though, do yoga. I remember one time we seen Jordan Farmer. I was probably one of the first people we see like really. He like, yo, this is what you should be doing. Because I always dealt with tightness. I'm just not a flexible dude.
Right.
So there's something now. You're saying outside of hot yoga is something I'm big on. I do it. I live in LA and got a whole yoga community out there, and it's cool. Something that it teaches you how to breathe. That's life.
Right. No, super dope. Yeah, man, I just want to wrap up with really just you. You just, anything you got to say, anything, a message to Philly, a message to the city, a message to the world. What's going on with Scoop right now?
Message to Philly is, I feel like we need to continue with what we're doing as far as bringing unity to the city, not only to the city but on the outskirts everywhere. I think it takes us all who've been places like yourself, myself, to really tap back in and do it. So continue to bring unity to the city, not front up, like not act like it's social media, like really let's get it and do some shit, let's really support each other and really like see what we're doing, what we always do. So that's my message to the city. Let's really get out. You shouldn't have to call me, but you never do.
Right.
You feel me? Just give me the and it's vice versa. So I want to give that, and everybody know who I'm talking to, and that should be the biggest message to us because we didn't get cheated, so we shouldn't cheat.
Right. No, definitely. That's it right there, man. That's a wrap. This was a pleasure, man. This is my first interview.
Thank you, dog.
This was a dope experience, and I know everybody gonna enjoy it. And yeah, man, make sure y'all tap into Retired Record Podcast.
Retired Rec.
And just looking forward to keep building. I appreciate you, Jardine.
Thank you, brother.